We are talking about a topic that is near and dear to Charlitta's heart. And it is about
it's near and dear to her heart too.
Staying connected. And so, of course, when we thought about this topic, we were thinking about just staying connected in terms of marriage. But I told her I wanted to have a little twist on it, though.
All right, I'm listening.
And so it's staying connected with yourself first, because you have to be a good version of yourself. And then how do you present or bring that person into your marriage? And so I wanted to
you're preaching.
I know.
This is not a podcast. It's a monologue.
This can't be about the marriage. It has to be about yourself first. And then how do you show up, in the marriage? That. So how do you feel about that?
I 100% agree with you. I mean, I think that's everything that we're taught, right? You put your own oxygen mask on first.
Yep.
And I think as you move into a mom, even though that's what you're supposed to do, you put yourself last.
Yes.
So for me, I feel like I'm putting my own self-care, mental health, emotional health last.
So do you find that you get lost, with that mindset?
So I feel like with my son, for sure. And I felt like I had to fight. And I fought hard, which is part of the reason why there was a 4.5 year age gap between them. I was fighting to figure out who I was now that I was a mom. I never thought I would be a mom who talked about poop. And then I became a mom who talked about poop. And I was like, who are you? And it was almost like an identity crisis. And I was in therapy trying to figure out who I was. And I'm like, I know I'm doing the right thing, but I don't like this person. Right? That was just kind of all consumed and sucked into like that newborn face. But I mean, I knew I was doing the right things, but I didn't like it. So it really took me time to figure out like who I was as a mom. And then I think it took Mark and I time to figure out who we were as husband and wife that became parents. I did a lot of work during that time period. So then when Amelia came along, I felt very clear about who I am as a working mom outside of the home, with 2 children that still has interests and passions and is ambitious. And I think Mark and I are clear on we are in a phase.
Yeah.
And we are, I think, at a point where we're fighting to get out of the phase. And I feel good that we're both in the ring fighting to get out of the phase. But sometimes we tired, and it's like, it's easier to stay at home. It's easier to not get a babysitter.
Ebbs and flows too. I mean, I think it ebbs and flows. So it may be hard to fight, but just know that these things are seasonal, right?
Yeah.
And so there'll be, like they say, good days, there'll be bad days, there'll be days where things are indifferent, but, stay the course, all of those things.